Oh man, this is kind of exciting. Okay, well let me read these two headlines to you. I want to get your opinion on them. Okay, so we have two things here. Key 2025 last year price and fee changes. Here we go. Rate increases as of May 2025. The national average daily rate ADR grew significantly by 24.88% compared to the previous year. Fantastic, I think, right? Luxury surge. Luxury listings saw a 5.23 increase in ADR in 2025, while budget options saw a 0.33 decline per air DNA. And so I feel like this just goes back to everything you've been preaching for a while now here. But when you hear that, does that like get you excited? Or are you like, yeah, that's just what we've known that, man.
Yeah, we feel that, right?
Yeah.
Like we feel that every day. And so like, what do I tell people all the time? If you're going to play this game, play at the top. This is not a game in the bottom, but that is across the board. Budget consumers on budget properties, a lot of times, I mean, they're so price conscious, and it's just as hard to deal with that person who's really price conscious as it is. In fact, sometimes I think more difficult to deal with the budget minded traveler than it is a luxury traveler, and you make a heck of a lot more money. When you solve rich people problems, you become a rich person, right?
Yeah.
And so when you solve poor people problems, it's, a lot of times, unless you're doing it at a massive, massive scale, which we're not in the short-term rental world, we just don't have the scale, because there's big companies that solve poor people problems, but their margins are razor thin, and they do it at such a volume that they can make good money. We're not that in short-term rentals. And so what happens is you become a commodity, you become judged on price. It's a really hard, frustrating game to play. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that the top of the market's growing and the bottom of the market's declining. What do we say all the time on this podcast? I say the gap, the biggest trend that nobody's talking about, and you just brought it up, and a lot of people aren't seeing, is the gap between the top and the bottom is widening significantly. And there's this really messy middle that's just getting lumped into the bottom, not the top.
Wow.